The Vodafone Big Top 40.
Officially the UK's #1 chart.
Hello and welcome to the Vodafone Big Top 40 web chat with James Arthur.
Hello.
Woo.
Hi.
You all right?
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm great, thank you.
So we're going to do a web chat. We're going to ask you some questions. Loads of people have been tweeting in. You're very popular online, you know.
Sure, great. Let's do that.
Nicole Santos says, I love all your covers, but at the time on X Factor, what was your favourite song to sing?
On the X Factor, I enjoyed a few of them. Hometown Glory was a highlight for me. The Power of Love. I enjoyed every week. No More Drama was cool because I love that song. And Feeling Good, actually, when I think back on my performances, that was a big one.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favourites, actually.
Yeah, it was fun.
How much
really
input
fun.
did you get into it all every week? Like, were you... I mean, really, how much input? Did you go in there and have a clear idea of what you wanted to do?
Well, there was always a short list, and obviously we had to be conscious of the theme each week. So we were
Which they sort of loosely base on the week, I do.
Yeah.
It's never quite...
It's loosely based, but it's kind of dictated by the theme, and you have a lot of suggestions there. But ultimately, I'd be the one that would say, look, I want this one, because I can do something with that. Mm-hmm. And it must have gone all right for me.
Yeah. And after it, Nicole, has she stayed in touch? Has she?
Yeah, absolutely. We talk daily. We text a lot, and she's really cool. She's just a very down to earth person, which is insane for someone so successful.
Well, she came back to your place on the show, didn't she, to see
she
where
did.
you've been living?
She
Are you
did.
still living there? Or do you have a new place now?
No, I'm not gonna. Thankfully, I'm not gonna live there anymore. I will miss it though, because it's got a really nice view. I really like the view there.
Did you show Nicole the view?
Yeah, Nicole was in love with the view. She thought it was a great view. You'd pay thousands for the view, but you'd pay nothing for the room itself.
That's quite a romantic thing to say.
Mm.
Becca, on that note, Becca says, will you marry her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Well, that's done then. Can I be bridesmaid? Seeing as I made this happen.
Yeah, you'd be a good bridesmaid.
Yeah, maid of honour, actually. I think I'd probably upgrade myself to.
I think you'd kill that.
Shahid Chowdhury says, what was the hardest part of your X Factor journey?
The hardest part was realising that everybody has an opinion on the X Factor, and sometimes people's opinions can be really negative, and it's kind of hard to see that sometimes.
And how do you deal with the negative stuff?
You get used to it, and you just put it down.
Do you get used to it though? Like, do you ever Google yourself?
No, I try and stay away from doing that sort of thing. It's just, there's no point. I mean, I saw a couple of things like on Digital Spy when I first started on the show, and it was on a forum. I mean, it's just people voicing their opinions, and a lot of it was kind of not anything to do with music. It was more to do with... But
you won, so you may have a few fans out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to focus on the negative stuff, but that was the hardest part of it, was looking at people talking about things that had nothing to do with the way I sang or anything.
What was
like
the first thing Nicole said to you when you'd won, when you came off stage? Or who was the first person you saw when you'd won?
It'd usually be a guy with a camera running backwards, trying to... How's it feel, James? How's it feel?
It's a good skill, isn't it? Running backwards with the camera like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, a couple of times I thought he was going to hurt himself, and he managed to hold it together. But
what a man.
Good man. Professional.
Becca wants to know, if you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
If I could be any animal, I would be a lion. Because they're badass.
Good answer. Pips Rups wants to know, James, you're awesome. You sang a song called Superman. Is he your favourite superhero? If not, who is?
My favourite superhero is Batman.
Yes. I agree with you on Batman. Which Batman's your favourite?
I think that Christian Bale is really good.
Yeah, method.
Yeah, he's insanely talented.
Quite frightening, isn't he?
Have you seen The Fighter?
Yeah, I have seen The Fighter.
That, like, in fact, anything he does, American Psycho, did you see that?
It's genuinely terrifying, isn't
He's a tormented genius, I think.
Jack would like to know, why did you audition for the X Factor?
Because all my friends and family bugged me to the point where I just
Did
wanted to
they?
shut them up.
Is that what?
Nah.
So, oh.
Well, yeah, it was mainly that, and the fact that it was getting to the point where I had to start putting myself forward for these things because the right side of 25, and I had people telling me I had potential for years, and I wasn't fulfilling any of it. So I had to do it. I mean, it's the biggest platform in the world.
Yeah, and you're glad you did.
I'm very glad I did. I'm proud to say that I've come from the show because it's done nothing but great things for me.
Yeah. Sophie would like to know, would you ever duet with Rylan?
Of course I'd duet with Ryland.
What
Any
kind
day.
of song would you two sing?
Probably a Spice Girls mashup.
Nice.
'Cause
Favourite Spice Girls song?
Viva Forever.
Mm.
That's a tune,
Mm.
by the way.
Musical out now.
Yeah, I might go see it.
What was your most enjoyable performance on The X Factor? That's from Shannon.
My most enjoyable was probably Sexy and I Know It, purely because it felt like the pressure was off and I could just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And I had lots of very attractive women dancing. Women dancing around.
For that to come, now you get to now you're a bona fide pop star. You get to do music videos
Yeah.
and have girls in it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You can pick those girls.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether my videos would be like booty popping.
Emily and Sophie says, we think that you and Caroline Flack make a cute couple. Would you ever consider going out with her?
Sorry?
You and Caroline Flack?
Me and Caroline
Cute
Flack.
couple? Would you ever consider going out with her?
She's a very good friend of mine. That's all it is. That's all she is. She's beautiful, though.
She is beautiful.
Hmm.
And you would make a cute couple.
Thank you.
Would you ever consider doing a duet with Conor Maynard? That's from Emily and Sophie as well.
I think that boy. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Sounds patronising.
He is young.
Yeah, how old is he?
19, 18 or 19.
I think he's insanely talented. I heard him do a version of "Crew Love" by Drake and The Weeknd, and I thought it was sick. So why not?
Yeah, I say put it out there.
Mm.
What advice would you give to other musicians trying to make it in the industry, or musicians trying out for X Factor next year?
I would encourage anyone to go for X Factor. If you've got it, then you'll go far on the X Factor. If you've got what it takes, and you're really serious about being a musician, then you go for these things.
Before you went in it, did you have a certain idea of what it would be like, and was it completely different, or was it exactly how you thought it would be, the process?
The first couple of stages were what I expected, but once I got halfway through boot camp, it started to get more enjoyable.
Yeah. So the beginning wasn't enjoyable.
I mean, it was. I mean, the first audition was great, but I guess when I first turned up to boot camp, there was just hundreds of people there, and it was really daunting. And every one of them was obviously talented because they'd got through the first audition.
From when you got there and you saw everyone,
Yeah.
Did you spot any of them along the way, or did you just not recognise any of them as the show went on? In that bit in the beginning.
It's weird because in the beginning, I kind of like. In my mind, I picked out a few people that I thought looked like stars. I've when you just kind of have a sixth sense of someone looks
was it
like.
Jazz Hands?
Yeah, a little bit like that, and I did that straight away. I looked at like Union J were the first boy band that I saw.
And you thought that they'd make it.
I thought they're gonna go somewhere. They look like hard working lads, and they look like
and they're pretty.
And they're pretty, yeah. So they're always gonna go places.
Anyone else?
There was a few people. I remember noticing Jade Ellis. Actually, no, did I see Jade Ellis at boot camp? Lucy Spraggan, straight away. She stuck out. She just, she had it. She had star quality.
Rylan as well, probably, I imagine.
Yeah, well, Rylan.
High kicking in the corridors.
Yeah.
Robsy wants to know, are you looking for love?
Yeah, always. I'm all
you need to
about.
write songs about something, don't you?
I'm all about love. That's what I'm all about. Am I in love now? No. I'm busy.
He's busy.
A bit too busy for that.
Who else are you going to be collaborating with? That's from Peter Heap. He'd like to know other artists. He's given you a list. Adele, example. Anyone like that?
I think I'd be aiming high for Adele, but that would obviously be a dream. I don't know yet. I really don't know.
See what happens.
There's so many people I'd love to work with, but at this point I'm going to end up with a collaborations album with the amount of people that I want to work. I'm just going to bug every artist in the industry until they do a song.
You can do it on Twitter these days. Just ask
Exactly,
them.
it's that easy.
Sandy wants to know what was your favourite subject at school and why?
My favourite subject at school was English.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Did you do well?
I enjoyed creative writing and I was naturally all right at that. but I didn't ever do my coursework or anything, so I didn't go into school that much. Or when I did, I'd get kicked out of it sometimes. So
Bad behaviour.
I was a bit of a bad kid.
Oh,
But
okay.
I did like to go to English class, and my teacher was cool. And
Have you spoken to any teachers since then? Do things like school tours and stuff will be coming up, I imagine, will they?
I intend to go back to my school. Yeah, they've been in touch and said, you know, how proud they are that I came from their school, and I want to go and.
You'll be on the wall now, you know. There'll be a picture of you.
Yeah, maybe.
What did you look like in school?
That'd be amazing.
Would you be proud of that picture?
No, definitely not. But it'd be nice to go on and talk to some of the kids there and tell them to stay in school
Yeah.
and not do what I did.
No, because they'll be looking up to you now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sophie wants to know, what do you want for Christmas?
For Christmas, it's really cheesy. I just want people closest to me to be happy. I'm going to get them some nice presents. And
Yeah. What's the best thing you've bought since you left?
the best thing I've bought.
Although you don't have to buy.
I just ordered a Mac. I really can't wait for that. It's going to be insane. I've never had a laptop in my life. So
Oh, James.
yeah, that's pretty sad. I need to get a life.
So for Christmas, you want
Yeah.
more presents
Yeah.
and to spend time with your family. Are you getting time off?
I'm getting Christmas off, but I don't really want to take a lot of time off. I want to just get going. I think it's important to keep the ball rolling and work hard.
And tour? Tell us about tour. What's happening? When?
Can't
How?
wait for the tour. I think it's in the middle of January. I should know. Do you know when it is? Middle of January. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure people can look online and have a look at that.
Mm.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, James Arthur, for coming in today.
Cool.
And good luck. We're going to go back in and see
Yeah.
where your single charts. If anybody wants to watch it back, you can later on at bigtop40.com. James Arthur, everyone!
Yay.
The Vodafone Big Top 40.
Officially the UK's #1 chart.